Hi there, welcome to Sunnyside Journals. Welcome to 30 minutes of my day. Happy Tuesday. If it happens to be Tuesday when you're watching this, happy Tuesday. If it's not Tuesday, then happy whatever day it is for you. I hope your day is going well. It's early where I am, and I initially thought, I'm coming in here and I'm cleaning. Because I don't know about you, some artists find that the clutter inspires them, or else the clutter, they're just oblivious to the clutter while they are in the throes of creating. Whereas the, I find too much clutter. It's stifling for me. It's hard to breathe. It's hard to think clearly. It's just, and I usually will take a morning on the beginning of each week and tidy up my room. Not necessarily clean, but I definitely will put things back, straighten things up. If I'm working on more than one journal at a time, which I usually am, even though, maybe you've forgotten, but I do have a few other journals that are in various stages, and I keep them in baskets. So sometimes they've come out to play and I forgot to put them back into the basket. And so I'll relegate the things back to their baskets if they've snuck out on me. But of course, now I'm distracted this morning and I decided I just want to get a little something done. I'm going to continue it from yesterday. I was working here yesterday. But before I begin, I want to show you something that my wonderful sister-in-law got for me. She was out nosing around in little antique booths and such, and she spotted this, and bless her heart, in a nice way, she thought of me when she saw this. And it's just amazing. It's from 1932, 1933, and it's, I guess in a way, it's sort of like green stamps. It's coupons that you would get from, I guess, Schulte cigar stores. They would hand out coupons, or maybe the coupons were in the boxes of cigars, and if you collected enough of them. Anyhow, it's beautiful. It's a catalog of what you could turn your coupons in for and choose out of their catalog. And it's so pretty. The colors are just lovely because, yes, it's an off-white because it's old. I mean, 1932. But the background for the display items is a very pale yellow, and then the ink is a lovely blue, a navy blue. And look at these. They're just beautiful. Every page is just these gorgeous things. In addition to how lovely the illustrations are and the color palette, how nice it is. I like the size. This is a nice size to be able to fit in many journals. It's a very common size that I wouldn't have to trim it down too much. And it's just page after page of really cool, old-fashioned household things. Is this just not the best? And it's just page after page after page. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Smith Brothers cough drops. Smith Brothers menthol. So instead of quitting smoking, use these. But they didn't know back then, right? My family, we lost way too many family members to smoking before they knew that how dangerous it was. Oh, look at these. I'm coveting these fountain pens. So nice. Very, very pretty. Dental cream, shaving lotion, hot water bottles. silk hosiery. So nice. Dull carriage. This is just wonderful. You could get an engagement ring out of this catalog. A lady's solitaire ring, one fine large white brilliant. Oh, it's sterling silver. It doesn't say what it is. Probably a little piece of glass, and it probably looked beautiful. 125 coupons. Wow. Look at all this Art Deco. Isn't that beautiful? Boy, I would love that necklace today. Bicycles. Wagon. Oh, I've been pouring through this over and over. Oh, a camera. Hawkeye. Wow. It's just a delight. Some coupons in the back and ads. I will be using this up. It's just a treasure. So I'm grateful to my sister-in-law for thinking of me when she was out having a wonderful time. This will be put to very good use. So what I want to do today is I came up with the idea the other night. I'm laying in bed awake because I usually have to review like the last 10 years of my life and go over every single conversation before I can nod off to sleep. You think I joke. I'm one of those people. Anyhow, I was thinking about these little Thornton Burgess books that I'm working on, the three of them, Mr. Mocker, Mr. Toad, and Danny Meadowmouse. And I had originally yesterday thought I wanted to put a Dutch door on the front. So like here's the first page of Mr. Toad. Let's move that. And I thought I might like to put, and I prepped it, a Dutch door on the front. And then I thought, because these are sort of little woodland stories, I have a big book of the fairies. I'm drawing a fairy. Hold on, treasury of flower fairies. The flower fairy books. There's flower fairies by the wayside and flower. She has several different themes. Well, I found one time in my thrifting a big book of just sort of a compilation of the flower fairies, and they're nice big ones. So I chose 3 to put a circle for the Dutch door. So there, this one's the Hawthorn Fairy, this one's the Cherry Blossom Fairy, and then I just love this one. Look at this little face. Look at that. That's the Mulberry Fairy. I just love the Mulberry Fairy. How sweet is that? And I sort of chose ones that have just that little bit of the hint of browns and reds, because she paints her fairies in all different lovely colors. She's got the little red sash across her dress. And then, of course, the Mulberry Fairy is just, oh. So I was thinking, oh, maybe this is what I'll do for the opening page. But then I got to thinking this morning, I was having my tea, thinking about my day and thinking about I'm going to get in there and clean my room. But I remembered I have some paper that actually has leaves and grass in it. I don't know if you can see in there. It's actually woven into the fibers of the paper. There's just leaves and grass and twigs and little things. If you feel it, you can actually feel them in there. These spreads came out of a book that I found thrifting. I often will go to the section of thrift stores. Well, I always do. There's always a section of a thrift store that has sort of like office supplies, desk supplies, that sort of thing, where you're going to find papers and binders and pads and pencil cases, that sort of thing. And what I look for is half-used blank books that people, maybe they thought, oh, I'm going to start a journal or I'm going to start a diary, and they never finish the book. And often what they'll do is they'll tear out the front pages and donate whatever the rest of the book is. And you can find some really interesting books that way. I've found a lot in my journeys. And this is one of the interesting ones. And there was a lot of paper in it. And it's just got leaves and grass, and it's got a nice tooth to it, a nice texture. Very natural looking, the colors, you know me, I love these colors. So then I got thinking, what about if I could make the Dutch door out of this really pretty natural looking paper, because we've got a little woodsy effect going on. And if we had, I just think that would look really, really sweet. So that's what I'm thinking. Now it's going to have to be shorter in a way, because these things, unfortunately, I'm not sure whether it was landscape or portrait, because I can't remember whether the book opened this way or whether the book opened this way. I can't remember because I've already used the cover for something else. So I think, I'll just need two. Let's pick which one. Okay, I'm going to use these two. But what we can do is, because I don't always necessarily need to have a full even page in order to put it into a book, I find that sometimes a shortened page can look just as, it can catch your eye and look interesting and add a little variety to your pages. So see, this is my template for how big the pages are. I've got stuff here for how big the pages I've been cutting for this text block. And you can see right here, first of all, I wouldn't be able to, it's not long enough this way, but if I put it this way, in order to have it long enough, it wouldn't be wide enough to get a full spread. So I've got to sort of decide this morning, do I want it to be shorter like this, lay on top? Here, let's do it this way. Oh, see, some of the grass is poking out through the paper. I love it. So do I want it to be a bit shorter and then have the little fairy? And I rather like that. And I'm thinking I might try and tear the edge. I'm not sure whether the edge would tear, whether this little sheets of grass, whether they'll give me grief or not. But we can experiment with one page and see. And if not, then we can just cut them. So I'm going to open these up because I'm going to need 3. There we go. All right, so let's pick one that if I ruin it, I won't mind so much. I don't know if you can tell. When I hold it up to the window, I can see this one really, it only has one little bit of a leaf. It's got some grass flecks. Doesn't have a lot. So let's experiment with it. I have 2 tear edge rulers. I have this one, which is a store-bought one. And it's nice and sturdy, and I can go through thicker papers with this one. I have this homemade one that I actually like the random tear better, but it's plastic, and it's not always cooperative with thicker, more stubborn paper. but I'm thinking this is the one I would prefer if I have my choice. So I want to try and take off a little bit here. Now, normally, if you're going to tear, you would want to be able to have something to grip on this side. But to try and keep that edge underneath there, it's just going to keep slipping out, and it's just going to be very frustrating. So the better way to do it, because so you can lean on this and hold your ruler, is to have the larger side on that if you want to get a tiny little edge. And what I found in this case, and it's a little bit fussy and takes a while, is I use my tweezers and I just start tearing, and I hope for the best. It takes a little while, but I'm really hoping that I get a really nice natural, that those fibers just give me a really soft natural edge. And then I move my fingers so that I can apply lots of pressure to where I'm trying to lift and tear. See what I mean? And they wonder why junk journals can sometimes take a week or two to make when you're tearing your pages with tweezers. But the end result is so nice. It's so worth it. Come on. I can feel the little grass fibers, so they are trying to hold the paper together. They're trying to do their job, and we're making them cooperate. Oh, boy, that's tough. Oh, okay. Now I'm going to run it off the page so that it smooths it down. Oh, see, that's exactly what I was looking for. I just want that nice feathery edge. All right, well, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to do, actually this, I don't want this one, but now that I know that it can do it, I'm going to do it on these, on the nice pages that have the leaves in them. So hold on, I'm going to pause and get this done. There's just no need to watch me pulling with tweezers while I get this done. Oh, hold on. I'm going to be missing that. There we go. All right, let me see. And I'm going to pause. Okay. We are done. I do like this nice soft edge. It tore really nicely. Now what I want to do is I want to put a nice fold in them. I think I'll focus on one for now because you know me, I'm going to run out of time. So I have given myself, you probably can't see it on the camera. There we go. I've put a tiny little faint pencil line where I want the crease. So let's do it. I'm going to do this carefully. I've never creased this paper. And I don't know about you, but I've had times where I've creased right through and cut a nice line right through my paper. So I'm just going to, yeah, see that leaf. Did you hear that crunch? I don't know whether you could hear it. It crunched. It's still in there, but it crunched. Crunchy paper. But I like that. You can see the leaf there. All right. Now, here's what I've got to do. What I envision. What my intention is. Let me find that front page again. So here's the Adventures of Old Mr. Toad. The front page. So what it's going to be, here's the back. So see how it's just going to sort of be a little overlay. But here I'm going to create the Dutch door right there. And I'm going to try my best to do a raw edge there, and then I'm going to use scissors and cut out the circle. So I've got to decide, do I want the Dutch door to come right out to the very edge? And I don't think I do. I think I want I think I want about a 1/2 inch the way I have a 1/2 inch on the back. So it really looks, the whole thing looks very intentional rather than that I was trying to make an oddly shaped piece of paper work, which I was, but you know what I mean. So let's see what the center of this is. Where's my ruler? 0, 3 1/4, 3 and a bit, 3 1/4 and a bit. There we go. That's about halfway. So let me just I just want to see where the center of that circle is. Approximately. There we go. All right, so let's move Mr. Toad away. So I need, now what's the center of this? Jeepers. All right, 2 3/4, 2 and a bit and 3/4. There's the center up there. All right, so just so I know I've got them more or less accurate, and that will, I'm holding it up to the window, sorry, that's actually going to be perfect. All right, so what I'm going to do is, I'm trying to decide if I want to bring that out a bit more. This paper is just so pretty. Rather than have the Dutch door come back here, maybe bring it here and then have the little bulge. Where is the Mulberry Child? Have it out a bit more. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try, because the worst that can happen is I have to create a new page. So we've got that married up. So I am actually going to take it another 1/2 inch out than what I had done this. And I'm just going to very lightly with the pencil go around, use my template. Oh, that doesn't matter because I'm not going to be using the brown one. I'm just, oh, I can't see it. I didn't press hard enough. Come on. All right, come on. I can always erase it. Oh, that's better. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tear the straight lines. So I'm going to tear this one. So I get that nice soft there. And now I'm going to tear. I want to be able to get in there. I'm going to cut first. See, on the side you pull, you might be thinking, why is this so hard, Catherine? Just flip it around and cut. The side that you pull on, it gets all denty and distorted and misshapen, and I don't want to do this to this area by grabbing that part. So I am going to I'm going to cut part of the circle first so I can access that, and at least that's my plan, and see if I can do it this way without wrinkling up that paper. That's what I'm hoping. There we go. Yeah, because now I can tear again. Now I've opened up that part. And I can put my tear edge ruler back down and tear again. There we go. Good. Now I just want to remove any. It's going to be underneath the little creature, the little fairy, but just in case there's any still showing, I'm just going to gently take it off. Now, I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to ink. You know me. Get out the ink. But I do think the ink would look nice. It would create a bit more of a definition between the two. So there's that. So in case you were wondering, Catherine, why are you going to all the trouble of making this bulge on this paper? Why don't you just do it straight and glue him on top? Well, he's got part of another fairy on the other side. I'm saying he, but it looks like a little boy. Looks like my son, my youngest son. Curly brown hair and brown eyes. So what happens is now when you open it, there's a little journaling spot right there, and it just a nice, more finished edge. I do think I want to ink. Let's give it a try. I've got lots of these papers, and if this has to be my experimental prototype, so be it. But I think ink will look good. Now, how am I for time? I got 3 minutes. We can do it. We can do it. I have told myself that I am going to finish. Oh, yeah, I like that. I'm going to finish these books this week. I told myself. Now, I want to be gentle about inking this frayed edge. I just want a little hint. Now, that won't show so much because it's going to be underneath the fairy, but the edge where it's got a fresh cut edge would show, and I don't want it to. I want it to fade into the background. So just giving it a little color. It'll pop out a bit more when you open that front page of the book. I have to pick some fabric. I think I've chosen the one that I'm going to use. I should try and show you before I'm done. And I'm running out of time, as ever. Okay, I like that. I don't know if that's showing up. Now, I just want to give his edge, because he's got a fresh cut edge too. And go around there. And make sure that's just nice and earthy looking. It's a little woodsy book. Very good. All right. So I can at least lay this out and show you what it's going to look like. So here is Mr. Toad. I don't know if the little mulberry guy is going to go on the toad or which one eventually. I'm going to get all three ready and then assemble. So the overlay, little natural overlay, is going to go like that. And then that little fellow is going to go right there like that, so that it's sort of a presentation. And here would be the book. Put your imagination caps on. Here would be a end paper. Oh yeah, that's really going to look sweet. Now I might put a little bit of glue under that leaf. It's trying to lift and I like it. So that's sweet. Let me grab the fabric that I think I'm going to use. You know how I normally use sort of a ivory muted tones of beige camel color. But this time I'm going to use a fabric that I've had for a while and I haven't used it. And I got it, I think, about 2 years ago. Treated myself to some new fabrics, which is rare for me. But I got this. And it looks, I like the feathers. I like that the browns are a reddish brown, so it goes nicely with this. It's not the exact same green, but because this is sort of a soft muted green, I do think that it'll tuck in behind. Oh, I hear you. I hear you. Negotiating with my timer again. I really think this is going to work nicely. It's just going to be behind the signatures. You're only going to see a smidge of it, but I like knowing that there's some fun there. So that's going to be what most of these look like. And I'm really happy with that. I think that's a nice way. And then you open it up, and there's the original front page to the book. It's got the copyright date. And that's just my kind of presentation to open up a little journal. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And we will talk soon. Take care. Bye.